Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I will be doing what if Naruto had an explosion quirk. This is going to be a redo because I was looking back on my two parts for my explosion quirk video, and I didn't really like them. So I decided to redo it. Sorry guys, I haven't been doing what ifs. I've just been losing motivation for them. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and let's start the video. We start off when Naruto was a baby. I'm going to say it's going to be a Kikagenkai instead of like a quirk. So I'm gonna say that Minato had this Kikagenkai. It's like a rare ability. Only like 1% of the Namikazes have this ability. The Namikaze clan have this ability, and I'm gonna say he was actually no, he did not get it, but his son did. When he was born, okay, so yeah, so Minato didn't get this rare Kikagenkai, but his son did. So when Naruto was born, a bunch of explosions started swirling around him as he cried. This is when the masked man would come into the room. He would this is when Minato would stop Naruto from crying. The masked man would come. He would snatch Naruto away, but this is when baby Naruto started to cry again. Explosions started swirling around him, shooting off the masked man and slamming into a wall. Minato would quickly grab Naruto as the masked man would grab Kushina to take out the Nine Tails out of Kushina, to extract it. Minato would chase after him. He would place Naruto by Kushina and start a fight with him. But it was too late. The masked man's plan was already starting to go well. He extracted the Nine Tails out of her. Now there was a raging Nine Tails in the middle of the village, killing multiple people, more than before. People died. Screams could be heard from miles away. This is when Kushina would use her chains to lock the Nine Tails in place, as Minato would seal half of the Nine Tails inside of Naruto. And he would seal the rest into himself. But the Nine Tails' claw stabbed into them both, killing them. As the third Hokage would rush to the scene, too late, he would see Kushina slowly dying. Her words were, "Hiruzen, take care of my baby boy. His name is Naruto Uzumaki." Hiruzen would respond and say, yes, he would. Now we're going to time skip when Naruto is 4. He hasn't used his abilities ever since the day he was born. He doesn't know that they even exist. Hiruzen does though, because he saw him. And we start off when Hiruzen sends Naruto off to live on his own at the age of 4, which I really don't understand, because you're just gonna leave a 4-year-old by himself with a house and say bye. Here's some comfy covers and pack of ramen. Bye. I don't really understand that, but back to the what if. So Hiruzen would just drop Naruto off at his new apartment. But Danzo in his loud mouth, today would be the day that Danzo would tell everyone that Naruto is in fact the 9-Tails Jinchuriki. That day was Naruto's birthday. The villagers came to his apartment, started throwing stuff. Naruto wanted a bit of fresh air, so he wasn't in his house at the moment. And that's when the villagers ransacked his house, threw his packs of ramen, ripped his couches, everything. The whole house was destroyed. Only 1 cup of ramen remained. As Naruto went back to his house, he would see this apartment in shambles. He would cry. He was like, why? What did I do? Why? As the villagers would throw rocks at him, he would start crying. He would curl up into a ball and cry his eyes out. Then explosions would swirl around him, almost like a howitzer impact. An explosion, like a tornado made of explosions, would swirl around him. And this is when Naruto would go into his mindscape. By accident, of course. He would see this giant cage with a seal on it. And then from the shadows, the 9-Tails fox came. He said, boy, what are you doing here? You've caused a bit of a ruckus, haven't you? How about we make a deal, kid? Naruto would start to slip and fall. He would say, who are you? Where am I? He would say, I am the 9-Tails fox, the destroyer of your village. But it wasn't on purpose, as this would be in his head. He would say, these villagers, they're beating up on you. How about we make a deal? I'll train you. And once you're able to be strong enough to take this seal off this cage, you'll release me and I can finally be free of this burden. Naruto would think about this. He doesn't want to get hurt all the time. He wants to be able to defend himself. He wants to become a ninja. Those people who are jumping on rooftops, jumping on trees, doing these cool jutsus, genjutsus. And he would accept, not knowing the hell he was going to be put through. every day he has to do 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 100 jumping jacks, 10-kilometer runs, 100 squats. And when he is 8 years old, my G is toned. He is built. And the Ninetales has been working with Naruto on his explosion release. Yeah. And right now, the seal is getting weaker. And I'm going to say Kurama, because the explosion Genkai, it's strong, but Kurama made it even stronger. So he made a dojutsu. Yes, I'm gonna say Kurama's that powerful. He just straight up made a dojutsu. Thin air. It's basically like the Sharingan, but it only has 3 stages. There is no eternal Mangekyo. Yeah, only 3 stages, and with each stage, his explosions get bigger, and well, they hit harder. And right now, he's the only way to get the second stage, which Naruto has the first stage of it. The only way to get the second stage is for it's gonna be like the Sharingan, where you have to see someone precious die. Right now, he can't unlock the second stage, because he doesn't have anyone who's really precious other than the Ninetales, and he knows that the Ninetales can't die. So yeah. So right now, Naruto can use howitzer impact, but not as big as Bakugo's. He can use his explosions to propel himself. He's used his explosions as almost like smoke grenades, things like that. He's been using them creatively. And this is when Naruto would go to the academy. The Iruka would come in, everyone would sit down, and then Iruka would start calling out everyone. Everyone's pretty irrelevant, until it goes to Naruto. Naruto says, "Hello, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I am going to be the best at everything." The whole class would chuckle. Everything? Don't you think that's a bit far-fetched? Naruto would tell them to shut up. And I'm gonna give Naruto a bit of Bakugo's personality. He would say this: "Shut up, you stupid rejects! You'll be lucky if you can even be Chunin. Well, I'll be a Hokage level ninja. You freaking morons." And then the class would all get slightly angered at him. And Kiba would tell Naruto to shut up. And Naruto would say, "You want to say that again?" While bits of explosions would be swarming, or not swarming, explosions would be coming out of his hands. As Kiba would pipe down, sit down, and not say a word. As this would happen, Naruto would sit back down, and Iruka would try and calm everyone down. And Iruka would say, "Okay, it's time to start, I guess, fights, to see what level of power you are right now." As everyone's fights in original, I don't know, they would just go the same. I don't know who won, except when they get to Naruto's and Sasuke's fight. Now, right off the bat, Naruto would use his explosions, propelling him, and you do a fierce kick to not Naruto's, but Sasuke's jaw, sending him up in the air. While Sasuke's up in the air, he says, "Fire style, fireball jutsu," and shoot a giant fireball at Naruto. Naruto would use his explosions to propel himself up, dodging the fireball. Then he would fly up to Sasuke while he's in the air and use his explosions as like a smoke grenade, blinding Sasuke for a few seconds and exploding him in the back, sending Sasuke right to the ground. And then Sasuke would run up to Naruto and say, "Lion's Barrage," sending Naruto up, being kicked so many times. Naruto would not have this and use his explosions in he would do a suplex, German suplex, whatever it's called, but use his explosions to propel himself, so it smacks Sasuke into the ground, but digs his face into the dirt. And Naruto would say, "Freaking asshole," and pull Sasuke out and throw him outside the circle. Iruka would say, "Naruto, you win." All the girls would start saying, "That's unfair," and Sasuke would just walk out pretty mad. And Sakura would start arguing with Iruka. At this time, Iruka knew that he wanted to expel Sakura the first time she saw her. Because Sakura, literally a pink garbage can. That's the what if though. So, nothing really goes. Everything's the same canon until the last day of the academy. I'm gonna skip. Okay, so Naruto has been training. He can make these clones, and once they are dispersed or someone destroys a clone, that clone would self-destruct and explode. So the clones aces that. Taijutsu aces that. Ninjutsu aces that. Fights bodies everyone. And this is when it would be teams. As you know, everyone goes, and Kakashi take 3 hours late, finally come in, no pranks. He says, "Everyone, meet me at the roof," and body flicker up there. Naruto wouldn't say anything. He would open the window, jump out the window, use his explosions to propel himself, fly up the building with Kakashi. And Sasuke and Sakura would just walk up the stairs, and Kakashi would say, "Well, first day, I guess we should know each other's likes and dislikes. Introduce yourself, say your likes and dislikes." Sakura would say, "Could you show us how to do it since you're that sensei?" Kakashi in the back of his mind says, and people think that she's the smartest. Literally 5 seconds question. As Kakashi would say, "My name is Kakashi Hatake. My likes are none of your concern. Dislikes, also none of your concern. My goals, I haven't really thought about those." As all three of them in their head would say, the only thing we learned was his name. As Naruto would get mad and tell him that. And Kakashi would say, well, that's too bad. Sit down, as Naruto would do so. As Kakashi would say, email, you start first. Sasuke would say, my name is Sasuke Uchiha. My goals? No, my ambition is to kill a certain someone. My likes are training, and I also like other stuff. My dislikes, I dislike a lot of things, such as people who won't train. All they're good for is being in the way. Or a snot-nosed brat who can't keep his mouth closed for 5 seconds. Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto would take offense to this, as Naruto would say, you want to brawl? Let's fight. You want to try this again? I pound you into the dirt one time, I'll do it again. Sasuke and Naruto would quiet down. Kakashi would say, what a rowdy team. Pinky, you're up. As Sakura would hate this name, but still go with it. She'd say, my name is Sakura Haruno. My likes are, and turn at Sasuke. My dislikes are, groan and look at Naruto. Naruto would take offense at this, but wouldn't say anything. Then Kakashi would say, Blondie, you're up. Naruto would say, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. I want to be the greatest ninja all of the land, best one in the world. My likes are training, beating emo kids up. Dislikes are people who don't respect me, people who just hate me because I exist. And that's it. Well, very interesting. As Kakashi would say, well, that's all for today, and poof into smoke. They would all say, really? The shadow clone couldn't even show up his own self. As Naruto would not really bother and just jump off the building and use the explosions to propel to his house. Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura would they would go to their house. Sakura would try to see if she could go out with Sasuke, get declined. And that's pretty much it. This is part 1 of What If Naruto Had an Explosion Quirk. Hope you like this part. I will be doing the next part. I'll try tomorrow. If I can't, the day before that. The day after that, I mean. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. And I'm out.